Hey guys, Uncle Ron had asked me to make a video explaining how you guys can navigate the Ancestry invite I sent you all since you don't have the paid accounts. You'll have to deal with Bentley barking in the background. He also deals with frustration on Ancestry. He doesn't know any of his and doesn't have any of the resources that I pay for. So that's going to be his struggle. So I'm going to do a quick video here, quick as I can, under 5 minutes, to explain how to navigate it. And then we're going to do a separate video on a bigger screen that won't make a difference to you guys, but it'll be easier for me to highlight some of the anecdotal, interesting tidbits and intricacies of the family that I found. And I might do this more frequently over the next couple months as we find more things, and I'll explain more of that in the other video. But this is the page, and so when you guys go into the email that you got from me saying Rick Payton added you as an editor or as a viewer or as a contributor to a tree, you'll come to Ancestry.com. It'll take you here. It'll probably ask you to sign in some way. If you get to this point here, my mom, this is her login. She does not have an account. This is the main page where you're going to want to go first. And the main point of me adding you guys to make it somewhat helpful for you is in the top left up here. You're on the home tab. Scroll that up a little bit so we can see it. Trees is what you want here. Trees up here. So you click on that, and then you click on the Payton Hartman family tree. In your case, it's going to be Hartman, and the other side of my family will see the Payton side or care more about that. All the other things on there, this is exactly what it looks like for me, but the way they're going to try to get you to pay is if you click into other things. The whole point of this on my end to you guys is so that you can actually see the layout of the tree in a concise place without needing to do any extra work, without needing to get an account. You can if you want. It's super cool. I recommend it, but you don't need that through this. This is just showing you, without paying anything, a layout of the family tree. So this is how you would navigate it. If you wanted to see something about a particular person, say Earl Pennington Hartman, my great-grandfather, any of the Hartman siblings, your grandfather, you would click on their face or their avatar, and it'll give you just their basic bits of information. And then you could click on profile, and that will take you to a rundown. And it takes you to a couple different tabs here, but it starts at life story. And it consolidates all the information that the system knows about him, or that I've found through hints, or that we've put in through information that we know. But most of this is just taking together a bunch of facts. And he is being extremely annoying, so we're going to have to figure that out before we do a longer video here. So there's his whole name, the age of his parents when he was born, where he was born. It then gives you a little linear picture of his family, the person in black being them, the spouse, children on the left, parents on the right, and a map of the places where, either through census data or information that we've put in, it maps where they've lived in their life. And then you've got a timeline that goes from birth down to death at the bottom. And you've got dates on the left side here, and it has their birth, where they were born, the age of the parents again. And then other life events just by factual data. So birth of brother, the name, where it was, the age, all of that. Goes down, marriage. You keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep scrolling. It has, and these are things that you can either find on the site or, in my case, added. Aunt Cheryl gave me this document showing when and why Earl moved from where the family is from, which I'll explain in another video. And there's a whole bunch of detail on that. Pretty cool. Birth of son. There's the reason we're all looking at this right now. Donald Earl, April 3rd, 1930. His date's there. But this is all in the orientation of Earl Pennington. So all these dates are from the perspective of his life, his residence based on some census information, and then a photo. The website also colorizes photos if you want to. You can go in and do that. So this was a photo that was on, I think, Find a Grave or some other user maybe have uploaded it. And so I just clicked on colorize it. Last night I did that, and it takes it, and you can't see the old one, but it does work on a few of them. And there we go. So you guys can see all of that without running into any paywalls. When the trouble happens, as would be expected, is if you were to go into, say, hints over here, or maybe even search or something like that. There's some things in here you can see. There's some things that are just, blotted out. I can see them, but you guys couldn't. If you were to go on, say, review on these other Ancestry pages, it'll probably do that.
Yep.
Which, I mean, hey, I don't blame him. It gives me a chance to give you guys access, but if you want to dig any more than that, you would have to pay. And again, I would say do it. But if you don't want to, you can still see all of this. You can see hints about it. You guys could even, as an editor, go into the facts section here. And some of you I've had to do editing work or have you set up that way because you've just done more research on this or you got more time for it. But for the most part, you can see all of this. If you go into, say, gallery, and I'm trying this on her login for the first time, you can see any photos or documents that have been saved as photos on his page. So that was the original picture right here. And then this is the more updated colorized one of him when he was younger. Definitely looks a lot like Uncle Tom. But that's basically how you navigate it. If you scroll up to here, you probably don't need to mess with search or tools or edit because that's just going to cause you more trouble than it's worth. Where you want to stay is in the top left here. Home is where it'll always take you, and then trees, and then if you're ever on someone's individual page and you want to get back to the main thing, of course you can just do the back button, or you can just click on that little drop down and click View Tree. And it'll take you back out to here. One last thing we can do with this, if you're scrolling around and you say you want to see Mary Alice Widener's parents here. How do I zoom on your computer, Mom? It's a relic of the past. There we go. You can click on the little arrow right above Mary. You want to click on that? There you go. And that little arrow expands it. And in this case, we are at full expansion, so you can't see crap. But if you were to dig around here, you could actually see her parents, and we would get over to there. But all that to say, these little arrows here, when it's pointing in a direction, it'll tell you when you scroll over it, show or hide. So at this point, we're on maximum show for most of this. You could hide someone's parents or siblings or nieces or nephews, that kind of thing, if you just want to get a toned down view of the tree. But I think that part is fairly self-explanatory. But if you just keep it in the tree section, you won't run into a paywall and you should be fine. So I'm going to make another video that will explain some more interesting facts on the family and some things we're doing moving forward. And I'll talk to you guys later.